Okay, guys, have you ever had that kid in your class who's like just your worst enemy because he's the most annoying person, or he did something that you didn't like, or maybe he took your pencil, or maybe he stole your memes, or maybe he got mad at you for no reason? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna tell you a story about this kid who we're gonna call Richard Nixon. Alright, so Richard Nixon, or Richard for short, he, he's not in any of my classes, no, but he's my neighbor. And he started out just that weird kid who came over to my house because his mom thought we should meet, right? And I'm like, alright, whatever, we could be friends, right? And, saw him, hung out with him for a while. School started back up after summer ended or whatever. Uh, we're, we're at school. He's our ride home and stuff. We take him in the morning. And just recently, he got really annoying. Like, he's the kind of person who's always trying to prove himself better than everybody else. I don't know if you've ever met him, but like, or met that kind of person, but they're like, oh, well, you know what? I've got 3 pencils and you've only got 2, so I'm better than you. Or, someone like him who's really good at sniping, I will admit, but boasts about it, and whenever he rages really hard, let me tell you. He came over to my house one time with all my friends, right? Like, he invited himself over. No joke, he just showed up, he's like, can I come over and, like, hang out with you guys? I said, well, I mean, I kinda had this planned out with just these guys. He's like, no, it's okay, you can have someone else at your house. I said, fine, whatever. Because my mom was like, hey, be nice to this kid. I said, fine. So Richard Nixon, he comes in, and we're playing Call of Duty, and he's sniping, of course, because he's part of that phase life. And whenever he dies, or whenever someone does something he doesn't like, he's practically screaming at the top of his lungs, like, kind of like this.
Oh my god. They're capturing C! They're capturing C! They're capturing C! They're capturing C! Oh my god, they captured C!
And it's just getting on my nerves because he invited himself over and now he's just annoying us, right? So this goes on, and then I start making fun of him for not making it into the phase whenever he gets salty with me. And this kid, he gets salty easily. I don't even understand anymore. And he, one day, I don't remember what I did, but my friend and I were just... No, I'll tell you what I did. I went over to my friend's house because we were about to go to school. I went over to my friend's house, who's also our neighbor, and and then Richard Nixon ends up at my house to get picked up. It's like, dude, no, why would you go to my house? Because at this point, I've made it clear that I'm not very fond of this guy. And he calls me, like, right after he had texted me, open your door, I don't want to knock. I said, no, I'm at our friend's house, right? And he calls me, like, he actually calls me. Who calls anymore? A little babby. He calls me, and I answer the call. I say, I just told you I'm at Jared's house. And he said, yeah, my friend Jared. And then he goes, where are you? Like, it's like he had not spoken to me all day. I hadn't been answering 100 of his texts. And this is like, I don't know, 7:30 in the morning, right? And he calls me, yells, where are you at me? And I don't understand why. Because, like I said, I had just texted him, hey, I'm at Jared's house. Why are you at my house? I said, I'm on the moon. Where else would I be? Jared's house. And then hung up on him. Then he called Jared. Jared didn't answer. Then he came over in my dad's car, because that's how my dad was taking us to school. And he was quiet the entire way to school. At the end of the day, he was still like pissed about it or something. He was just mad at me, right? And excuse me. And I'm like, "Are you still salty because I was at Jared's house this morning?" He said, "No, I'm salty because you," and then he used some profane words. He said, "You're a fucking dumbass." That's what he said to me. And I said, "Excuse you, but that's not really a reason." And he said, "Yes, it is. You just don't listen." At this point, I'm really mad at this kid, alright? He's just been, I mean, Richard has just been a Richard all day, if you're drifting my catch. So he's been like this all day, because that's kind of how he is. He gets salty, and he's salty for the rest of the day. So Richard starts walking towards this line of cars, because I expected he was walking towards his parents' car or something, right? We get to the line of cars where he is, and he yells at us. He goes, "Go away, can't you see I'm trying to get away from you?" And I said, "No, you're our ride home. We kind of need to know where you are." And he says, "No, you don't." And Jared and I just sort of exchange a look like, "Yeah, we kind of do." And then he walks back to, like, socialize with his weird friends, right? At this point, I said, "Alright, I'm just going to keep an eye on him, because I wouldn't put it past him to get in the car and say, 'Hey, we're not picking up Ross or Jared today,' and just drive off without us." So we follow him. He goes, "Go away." I said, "No, I can stand here. I'm just going to ignore you. You can ignore me." That's what happened, kind of. Apparently, he went home to his mom. After dropping us off, he went home to his mom and cried about it. Now, his mom called my mom, who then called me about it. I told her this entire story. And then when she spoke to his mom about it, she wasn't very happy with what he called me and all that. And she wasn't fazed by anything he said, and my parents are really mad about that for some reason. I mean, I understand why, but they're just mad about it. I'm like, alright, whatever. And now apparently my mom's like, "Hey, don't talk to him, because apparently you two can't talk without fighting or bickering or whatever." I'm like, "It's fine by me. I don't like the kid." And that's the story as to why I cannot talk to Richard Nixon.